What you just saw there was a ragdoll, and it's in a little game called Gary's Mod, published by the one and only Valve. Now, they've made some of the most iconic games of all time, like HalfLife, Portal, and Team Fortress 2. But how did this happen? What is this? Well, I'll tell you. This is... But let's start where all began. One last time. Meet Gabe Newell. Now, he's been working for Microsoft for quite some time, helping to produce early versions of Windows operating systems, and help make a port of Doom for Windows 95. But he wanted a change. So he got his buddy Mike Harrington to make a company. A gaming company, in fact, called Valve. And in November 19th, 1998, they released their first game, HalfLife. And it was a hit! By 2008, it sold 9 million copies. But how was the game a hit? Why was it so amazing? Well, simple. For its gameplay, stories, graphics, level design, and it was very impactful for the time. And, wait, who the hell is that? And it didn't just have amazing gameplay. It also had something else. Mods! I mean, come on, look at this. This is amazing! And I see a couple of these mods and think they're amazing. So, they go up to the developers and ask them something simple. Hey guys, we think these are kinda cool, and I'm just curious, do you want to release this game on our engine as a full game? And they're like, hell yeah, let's go! And we get a couple of these games by these small developers like Team Fortress Classic, Day of Defeat, and Counter-Strike. But now it's no longer the 90s. Times are changing. We gotta improve. We gotta fix our engine. And in this moment, the Source engine was born. The first game, not technically a game, it's more of a remake. It's Counter-Strike Source. Basically just kind of, improving the graphics from the original. And they're also working on another game for this engine called Source. A sequel to HalfLife. And, hey, what's that knock on the door? It's just a note. What does it say? God damn it! Yep, on October 7th, 2003, HalfLife 2 leaked. How? From this frickin' German hacker. He hacked into their internal network and got the game. And he actually did nothing for it for a few months. Until he showed his rent and all hell broke loose. And the hacker actually kind of feels bad, so he sends an email to Gabe Newell saying it was him and he was sorry, but had the audacity to ask for a job interview. And Gabe was like, okay. But he was actually playing him. The plan was to get a phone call interview and get as much information as they can from that phone call of how he did it. Fly him to America to get an interview and then arrest him. But the German police caught him. But that's enough for that. What about the game itself? Well, they added this little thing called physics to it. You can pick up, move, throw any object. Also, HalfLife 2 was the first game to be distributed onto Steam. Also, look at that facial animation. It looks so realistic. This was before motion capture became mainstream. And they also had a test for the Source engine in HalfLife Lost Coast. And they also had a multiplayer game for it called HalfLife Deathmatch that didn't go anywhere. After HalfLife, they did the same thing of what they did to Counter-Strike to Day of Defeat. And made Day of Defeat Source. And that's the last time we ever got that franchise. But what Day of Defeat Source added was a couple of things to the Source engine. And they also decided to add a little more to HalfLife 2. Releasing HalfLife 2 Episode 1. Making more advanced lighting and a new version of facial animation and HDR rendering to the Source engine. And then HalfLife 2 Episode 2 came out, adding motion blur. But now that's basically, we're done with HalfLife for now. Let's talk about Portal. Mostly how it was made first, so I'll get to explain some stuff pretty soon. So, a group of students at the DigiPan Institute of Technology made a little game. And they showed it at their career fair. A Valve employee saw this and was like, oh my god. And he asked the team, hey, you want to show this the game of the boys at Valve? And they said sure, and did that. And Gabe was like, damn, let's make this into a full game. And the group of students again were like, sure. And the developers started improving off the original, adding more, making it better. And yeah, that's how Portal was made. Now let's talk about Portal. Now, it didn't really do a bunch to the Source engine, just improving the lighting. But what they did have was an amazing portal system, using the portals to solve puzzles, and it was awesome! Revolutionary for its time! And with that, it made this an easy all-time classic. And now Valve's like, how do we improve from this? How do you make it better? Well, easy. Minus puzzle, replace Portal gun with gun, and add funny cartoons, and boom! Another all-time classic with Ballroom. Team Fortress 2! A game about funny cartoon characters fighting each other. But it also made cinematics. And making these cinematics, they used a little thing called Source Filmmaker. And after the last one, they gave it to the public. Yes, I can make funny animations now! But now, Valve kind of wanted to dip their toes in the console market. Because it's something they haven't really done before. Well, except Counter-Strike. So they decided to make a compilation of all their 3 best hitters, making the Orange Box. A compilation of HalfLife 2, and HalfLife 2 Episode 1, and HalfLife 2, and Portal, and Team Fortress 2. Now this was kind of sick, people can now play these cool games. And this was same for their other new game, Left 4 Dead. On the Xbox 360, not the PS3 for some reason. And it adds a bunch of stuff, but one of the big things, Nextbot AI. Yeah, those funny videos with the funny PNG of Barack Obama, attacking you? Yeah, that's what this is. And it was actually an insane hit! The first Left 4 Dead sold 11 million copies. Now, that's some insane dough. So, they decided to make a sequel, obviously. Improving the Source engine, like simple things like animation, levels, lighting, all that stuff. And it was a pretty good game, selling 12 million copies. And we never got a third one. But I guess, after that insane run, it's time for the legendary sequel, Alien Swarm! Yeah. All it really did was just add a third-person camera view. Alright, no joshing. Portal 2! This game is a legendary sequel to Portal. Now, I don't really know if it did a lot to, improve the Source engine. But, what it did have is an amazing story and great characters and decades of it! So yeah, it was a great game. And also, real quick, let me just, get this off my chest real quick. We are not getting a Portal 3! Shell literally escaped by the end of the game! Well, what do you want to add to that? Do you want her to be like, oh my god, I forgot my glasses. I guess I have to go through vigorous pain and torture again. No! That's stupid! Get over it! It's been 10 years! Please stop. Please. Stop. Okay, next game. CSGO. Yeah, everyone knows this game. It's amazing. Adds custom UI and uses this new thing called pen. I can't pronounce it. Cool. Next game. Dota 2! A sequel to Dota 1, which was a Warcraft mod. Valve hired the developers and got yada yada. What's cool about this game is that this was the first ever engine to use Source 2, the sequel, yeah! So, that's pretty cool. Next game. The Lab. I'm sorry that I skipped Counter-Strike Nukes Ton, or whatever it's called. I'm sorry. Not really. But this was Valve's first VR game. And it was a compilation of Valve's room-scale VR experiences in a pocket universe in Aberture Science. Fix a robot, defend a castle, adopt a mechanical dog, and more. That is literally the Steam page of it. So yeah, very cool. Next game! Actually, real quick, before we go to the next game, I'm skipping Artifact and Dota Underload. But we got a new Half-Life game, yeah, on VR. Okay. It's called Half-Life Alyx, and it's actually an amazing game. You see, Valve decided to be genre-defying again, because, VR games at this time, were not just usual, just tech demos, just stuff like that. This was a full-fledged VR game. And Aperture Desk Job was Counter-Strike 2 was a remake, technically, of CSGO in Source 2. It had cool graphics. And now we're in Zedlock, whatever it's called. Now, this actually hasn't come out yet. It's actually coming out very soon. And, it doesn't look too bad. And that's basically all the Source games. Kind of like a recap type thing. Now, you kind of see how, the Source engine, kind of was, genre-defying a little, And I guess my questions that, I have left is, what's next for Valve? Well, I don't know much, but it's gonna be insane.